Hello friend, and welcome into the craft table at Sunny Miles Studio. Today we're going to be making this sweet thank you card or warm wishes card or birthday card, whatever you'd like to put in these little banners here. And I'm going to show you how I draw it first. I'm using Canson XL paper. It's very flat and doesn't have a lot of tooth or texture to it, and I find this type of paper works good when I'm going in pencil and painting over it. Sometimes I use a Meeden watercolor paper. I don't know if you can really see, but this one's really rough, and the pencil has a hard time, and then when the watercolor goes over it, it also has a hard time. I'll show you one that I did here. This I did on the Meeden paper, and you can see how the pencil kind of bleeds out. I don't know, it's okay, but if I have a choice, I will use something a little bit less toothy. Hot pressed paper works well, or just the Canson XL. It's something you can find pretty cheap. So anyways, first off I want to find the center of the paper, and this is 4.5 across, so I'm going to go at 2 1/4, and that just helps me center my design. And I usually start at the top, and I'm just drawing this ill-shapen flower. The petals are kind of weird, but let's see, do I need to go closer for you? You can see what I'm actually doing better. That might be too close. Anyway, and off the flower, I'm just drawing 2 arrows. And from that flower, I'll come down, just kind of make a little bit of a vine with a few leaves here and there. And then I'm going to put some coffee mugs over here. And I learned this design idea. It's called a mirror image design, where you draw one thing and reflect it on the other side. I learned it from Danielle Donaldson, from her book, Creative Girl, I think it is. I can attach it below, or in the comments, in the details. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, what I was saying was that you can really use any little doodles that you like. If there's certain things you like to draw, or seasonal things, just draw something and then reflect it on the other side. It gives you lots of options, and you can be really creative. I like to draw coffee mugs for some reason. They're kind of comforting. This one I'm drawing similar, but I'm going to give him stripes instead of the polka dots. And then I'm going to come down here and put a little, I guess I'll draw a little flower pot this vine goes into. And then I'd like to draw like the pieces of tape first. I think that's what these are. And then draw a line across, then put my wording. So I think I'll do thank you on this one. And there's all kinds of fonts out there you can find. Just find one that you like, or just use your own handwriting. Some people don't like their own handwriting, but oftentimes everybody else loves it, so I'd encourage you to use your own handwriting. And then one thing Danielle Donaldson does that is a neat effect is everywhere lines come together, she kind of darkens it, and I just think it adds such an interesting effect. And you can go back and do that like on the coffee mug. Pretty much anywhere there's a corner, or like on the flower where the petals touch the middle. It's just an interesting, adds a little bit more interest, I guess. Do this on the pot. These are the two different ways I like to make steam, either curlicue or going off in that direction. Add a few more of these darkened areas. And then the other word over here. And then you could stop there, or if you want to, you could draw maybe another flower like at the top with some little ones. You could draw hearts or stars, just whatever things you like to draw. I'm going to add the color, and I'm using my Kuretake, the Art Nouveau set. And this nice thing when you use a set, all the colors usually go together. I am using this blue from the other 48 set. This is ultramarine pale. Basically, it's ultramarine with white mixed in. Nothing too fancy about that, but I'm going to start at the top. I better go back in for you. And I'm going to start with that flower. I'm going to use this purpley color for the arrow. And you can use whatever paints and materials you have, and I just show you in case you have this set, or if you want to match the color, you kind of can see what I'm using. And you don't have to paint it all in perfectly. You can leave little bits of white here and there. Then I'm going to use this brown for the mugs. This one. It's funny sometimes when you're filming, you're like, it's hard to see what you're pointing at. People must think I'm blind sometimes, because I'll be like, here it is, and it's like over there. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just a funny part of filming something. You just can't see like when you're normally just sitting at your desk, because the camera and everything's kind of every which way. I'm just kind of going around these dots here. Then I'm going to come back at the end and add the dark part where the coffee or whatever is in the mug. Let this dry. I can do this green. I'm going to use this green. Like that. That's an example. Or, hard to see what I'm pointing to. I'm just kind of lightly tracing over that. And then I'm going to use the cream in this corner for its little signs. And then I think I'll use, this is kind of a grayish color here. Grayish brown, I guess. For the little pot. I'll go back in with some more of that blue for the sky. Didn't want him quite so dark, so I just go back and kind of soak up some of that paint. Add a little bit more water to my brush. And then for the inside, the flower dots, I'm going to use this. What's this one even called? Alizarin Crimson. Well, that's a mouthful. It's kind of a rose. There. And then these are dry. I'm gonna just use the same brown but in a darker capacity here. And that's about done. If you want to add any more little doodles and things, you can go in with a white acrylic pen and let's embellish it a little bit. You could go over the dots, but I'd say this one's pretty good, pretty done. I hope you like this design, and I'm glad that you're here, and I wish you all the best things in the new year as we're heading close to that. And I look forward to painting more with you in 2026. Hope you're having a great day.